The Tamil Nadu transport strike, which has entered day 8, all the striking employees unions have agreed to the 2.44% salary hike, but only temporarily. They say they are willing to call off the strike, but only if the government agrees to resume talks for the 2.57% hike. That has been their original demand. Now, unless their demands are met, the unions have decided to continue their strike. The Madras High Court yesterday said that the decision has been left to the conscience of the transport workers to come up with a solution for the problem. Right, of course, the Madras High Court there is stating that it's up to the conscience of the transport workers now to call off the strike or not. This, of course, just days ahead of Pongal, one of the biggest festival down south there, which is celebrated with much fervor. The Madras High Court appealing to the union workers to call off the strike at least for 5 days in the run-up to Pongal. It's round the corner there, and lakhs of course, commuters, they are stranded in the wake of this big festival that's celebrated with much fervor. Today is the day that the Madras High Court is going to be hearing what the union workers and the government has to say. The stalemate, though, continues. Unions have, though, agreed to the 2.44% salary hike, but only temporarily. They say that they are going to call off the strike only if the government resumes talks on their original demands, that is to hike up their salary at least up to 2.57% annually. The Madras High Court, remember, is going to be hearing both the versions today at about 11 is what we're given to understand. Now, whether the strike will be called off or not remains to be seen as the stalemate continues. The government stated that they are willing to even release 750 crore rupees with immediate effect as far as the arrears is concerned, but that is only 10% of the 7,000 crore rupees that still need to be paid to the union workers. Remember, that has been their long-standing demand since over a decade. The union workers are claiming the government has not paid their arrears. Pramod joining us live. Pramod, what time are we expecting the Madras High Court to hear what the union workers and the government has to say today?
Well, around 11 a.m. we are expecting that the court would hear this case again, which ended up 6 p.m. yesterday night, with the court pleading with the conscience of the trade union workers to think about the struggling people and recall the strike. At this point, the trade unions also claim that it is the government's responsibility to think about the commoners, and as the trade union workers are also part of the commoners, the government should consider it. But apparently there was no explanation given from the government or a kind of assurance that they will open talks, and that's the reason the strike continued yesterday night as well. Today, around 11 a.m., the case is coming back. Attorney General is expected to provide some kind of assurance. If he provides assurance that the government is ready to open talks about this 0.13% factor, we are expecting this strike to come to an end, or else it's going to be another week of distress for Tamil Nadu passengers.
Madras High Court also